the truth hurts, good, that means it's working. Welcome back, where the results don't lie, and neither do we. So let's start.
You're the light, you're the night, you're the color.
2025 reality check. Some men are realizing status isn't about exotic trends or labels. Real power comes from freedom, confidence, and choosing partners who actually add value, not just look good on Instagram.
I prefer not to get married to an American woman is because most American women are wired for divorce. Many of them come into your life just to divorce you. They are okay with going through a divorce. They are not willing to take any hit. Any little thing. I'm about to go to the car. I'm about to go to court and get a divorce with you right now, man. I ain't playing with you, boy. I don't want you no more. I'm going to check out this relationship. I do not want to go through that. Most American women live on fast food. Checkers, KFC, Popeye chicken, and, McDonald's. I do not want to go through having to buy food every day outside. This is one of the reasons why I would prefer to get married to an African woman, because African women, they have been trained to make food in the house. They have been trained to stay in relationships no matter what happens. It's very difficult for an African woman to get a divorce.
The hype of Western girlfriend is dying, boys. Turns out, men who focus on themselves, their goals, and real connections are laughing all the way to success.
The women are not going to change, bro. They have zero incentive to change. They have the high ground. They have the leverage. They have the power. In order for you to be the leader, she must be the follower. The whole dynamic of a romantic relationship is one party has to like the other party more. That's just how it goes. That's how the attraction sticks. The girl has to like you more than you like her. This is the only way that the dynamic is going to last. Thanks to social media and the internet, women think that they can do better until they realize they can't. A lot of men aren't approaching women because women are insufferable in the West.
Men are starting to see it clearly. Style and status aren't measured by passport or accent. Influence, ambition, and peace of mind? That's the real flex in 2025. The cool checklist is outdated. Men who stop chasing appearances and start chasing impact, wealth, and respect are the ones actually winning.
For British Vogue, I wrote, "This piece is having a boyfriend embarrassing now." I know people have reading the headline, they're like, "Nah, nah, nah." But listen, for this piece, I interviewed a bunch of women. I spoke to them about why they hide their partners on social media, or they like post very inconspicuously about them. You know, some people said it was about privacy and this sort of unique, special privacy that you only afford your romantic partner. A lot of people spoke about the evil eye and this idea that, oh, if I post my partner, then people who are jealous of me will somehow, through their terrible vibes, ruin my relationship. Some people said that they felt as if they were scared to post because what happens when someone comes to them as a woman, or what happens when they break up and they have to, delete all the posts, and there's this whole feeling of like shame of having tried and failed to find love. And then there was a really interesting point that came across both people in relationships and single people, and this idea that like being in a relationship with a man and showcasing it to the world in and of itself was an embarrassing thing to do. And that's what I really wanted to get into. There was this idea of there not being a solidarity with other women. There was this idea of like a relationship just by default being something that rendered you quite uncool. I spoke about this podcast I came across where they were talking about, is it lame to have a boyfriend? And they say, when I meet a girl and she has a boyfriend, I automatically just kind of put her in a box or in a category, and I just don't feel as inspired or engaged by her. And then when someone doesn't, I feel like they have so much life and prospect, and they are just entertaining and fun, and I kind of feel empowered by their individualism. But interestingly, the girls talking about this on the podcast, agreeing with this idea that like girls without boyfriends are cool, are also in relationships themselves. And so I was thinking so much about how it is very uncool to be a boyfriend girl. It is very uncool to be a my man person. And I spoke to both just people who are on social, but also content creators and influencers about what happens when they post their partners, right? A lot of them lose a lot of followers, especially if they were already single. And this idea that now you are someone's girlfriend and you're posting about this, it's something that people automatically disengage from. I do it too. If I follow someone because they, I don't know, post their outfits and all of a sudden it's their boyfriend every day, I'm just like mute. I came here for a reason. But this is happening like across the board, and like just culturally, I think a lot of like the days of a man being a prize has really changed. It's really changed. And obviously this has come from like just the empowerment of single women in general, but also just how the trajectory of men and women are going in completely opposite directions. And now we're having to look at heterosexuality with the political lens that we've looked at other sexualities. And we really have to evaluate, if we are a part of this thing, what does it mean? And so it's a really interesting piece. I think people should go and read it and should go and check it out. And I've also found the backlash to it. You know, I think a lot of women in relationships will say, well, you know, I hate all men apart from my man. He is a feminist and he is a this and he is a that, and I shouldn't feel embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I think we have to be honest with ourselves. If people want to scream like men are trash, I hate all men, men are trash, I hate all men, and then you shack up with a man and you're like, but not my man though, and someone says that's embarrassing, this is the culture that we've created and we fostered, right? And so I think a lot of people want to have their pie and eat it too. When there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think as we become a lot more critical of heterosexuality, I just think you can't sit comfortably in that anymore, which I personally think is a good thing, because it means that we are like deepening heterosexuality. We're thinking so much more critically about what it is we're engaging in, and we're being conscious about our choices, which I think is important. But yeah, go and read the piece. Sorry to drone on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Shout out to everyone that made it to the end of this video.
Flashy trends fade, but self-respect and strategy never do. Men who build their own empires stop caring about Instagram points.
Do you understand what the world is going to look like in 10 years? 50% of women between the ages of 25 and 45 are going to be single and childless. Like, I mean, think about it. If you're married, there's going to be so many women throwing themselves at your husband if he's a half good looking, decent earning guy. And over a certain age, women accept being a side chick. I mean, they won't publicly say
that's
under a
true.
certain age. I think it's around like 35. They'll accept being a side chick because they would rather be with the top guy than be with the guy they don't like.
Western girlfriend or not, the new wave of men are choosing freedom over flex. Laughing, grinding, and leveling up. The rest? Just noise.
Can never turn the lights. I know you love me and
It's getting hilarious. The chase for validation is out. The chase for purpose is in. Men with vision don't chase trends. They set them.
An old man literally just stopped me and said, I don't mean to be rude, but you are absolutely gorgeous. And I looked at him and I was like, and I just turned around. He just outwardly said that I'm absolutely gorgeous, which is just like so unnecessary. It's weird. Ew.
Oh, I'm just a girl. A man respectfully complimented you and your first instinct was to go online and bash him. No, this is not just being a girl, this is being an entitled and delusional one. Something a lot of women should have learned in their younger years is that a compliment isn't harassment. You're not being oppressed because someone finds you attractive. This is why a majority of men have stopped approaching women, because as soon as a man speaks, an emotionally unstable woman turns it into content. You act like you're being hunted, as if basic human interaction with a man is trafficking. Little newsflash, you're not some intimidating, high-valued woman, you're just rude and your mom probably never taught you manners.
Men are waking up to appearances impress, but results respect. And results? That's the only language that matters.
Just a reminder, guys, that relationships will officially be closing on Friday, the 29th of November at 8 p.m. Relationships will remain closed for the December period and reopen on the 3rd of January 2025 at 8 a.m. Please take important note of those dates. All members of the public will be single and available. Have fun, be safe, be blessed, and I thank you.
Status symbols are fun until they become pressure. Men who prioritize strategy, freedom, and long-term growth are quietly winning the real game.
It's open.
I don't go out on dates with guys who don't open the door for me.
Really?
Really?
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Some men are realizing bragging rights aren't about labels or looks. Influence, money, and independence? That's the only thing embarrassing is not chasing.
Oh, that's a good pick. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. As you should. As you should. Baby, don't forget my water bottle.
I won't.
Okay, thank you.
Men stop pretending trends define them. Real flex? Living life on your terms, ignoring the noise, and building something that lasts. You're watching Modern Dating Logic, where we keep it real, not emotional. If you're ready for more truth the world avoids, you know where to find me.